It's the Smite Pro League powered by Curse Voice. Gandhi Man is here. God!
It's good times.
God, you look good. That shirt.
Says you. I've got no bow tie though.
I know. We were the bow tie duo.
I need something.
It's not a thing anymore, unfortunately, but we do look great in our new hi-rez polos.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know what I love most about this country?
Huh.
This isn't large. In like the UK, I'd be asking for like double XL, right? And this is a large.
So you feel skinnier than you are?
Yeah, I've lost so much weight since arriving. It's great.
You're like, you know what? I'm no longer horizontally challenged. I am now
vertically challenged as well.
Okay with myself.
Pleasantly plump.
Sure. Anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the schedule here as we check in, see how everything's shaking up here. The Night's Watch versus London Conspiracy will be our first match. Ninjaman and I will be bringing you that action. Legion of Carrots versus Denial. Definitely probably the best game today. Could go either way. And then the final game will be Enemy Esports versus Cognitive Gaming. Kind of the battle for the bottom of North America.
Yeah, it's like who's going to be the bottom of the shop.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. And could potentially go 1-1 as well, which means that they're both still in the same position they were before this week even began. So,
yeah. Well, it's time to take a look at the European standings here to see just how important this game is. As you can tell, London Conspiracy, well, they're right in the middle of the pack, and the Night's Watch, they found themselves without a single win. Now, that doesn't mean they're out of it completely. I mean, it is week 4, so it's starting to get a little bit scary for them. They would need to win this 2-0, and everyone else just needs to lose to stay in the top 3.
If Conspiracy managed to win this game today, this game that we're talking about tonight's watch, then you're looking at Fnatic versus Epsilon, because those two are going to be playing against each other.
That's a good point.
And so it's going to give them a 3rd place spot minimum this week for London Conspiracy, based off how the other two do as well. So.
Yeah.
It should be interesting to see, honestly. I think this is the one that they really need to make sure they win, because they can't lose this.
Yep. Well, guys, time to hop into our picks. As you can see here, we all picked London Conspiracy. We have no faith in the Night's Watch. But really, you know, the picks, I've become more biased in my picks than the teams, which is exactly what fantasy does. This is what happened to me. I know you guys, is there a thing like fantasy football being soccer for you?
Well, it's called football.
Okay, I know, but I'm trying to make sure the language barrier here between us is...
soccer, football, whatever.
Yeah, okay, but so there is a fantasy football?
There is.
Okay.
We have that as well. So we draft players based off like how well they play, just like this. So
okay, cool.
Even though you got favorites, you wouldn't pick them.
Yeah, so for fantasy football for me, I ended up just... I don't like teams anymore. I just like individual players. And, well, now this is the opposite. I have to pick a team, so now I just... Every week, I'm just a bandwagoner, but I love it. But anyways, it is time to hop into picks and bans here. London Conspiracy. Can they 2-0 and make the predictions right? Well, time will tell. The Night's Watch will be rocking the Order side. London Conspiracy will have Chaos side, giving Snakeskin that counter pick option.
So Suket's going to get taken out straight away by Night's Watch there. They clearly don't want to have to deal with that in the jungle. Night's Watch really like running the Bellona jungle for the most part. Zindan really likes to go to that. He thinks it's very strong still. And if he's going to go for Bellona, why would you leave Suket up? You're not going to first pick it. Take it off the table. Ymir
gets to go ahead and get snatched out of that one. Emilzy making sure he can't go in there. It's so interesting how Ymir's so very potent still. And now he's finally made his way into the North American scene.
Well, finally. I mean, it took you worlds. You banned it in the final game. You had to ban it.
And then we just forgot about it.
Then you left it again, and all of a sudden it's starting to be realized by you guys. But
my man.
Alpwash.
My man.
I can't say, is it Alpwash? I think it's Alpwash.
Apooch?
Apooch.
It's definitely not Apooch. It's Alpwash.
Alpwash. Okay.
It's just like impossible to work in a cast. Is like Apooch, right?
Yeah.
But he is. It was funny. I came into Incon stream this morning and he was playing Apooch, and I go, "Hey man, so how are you? You know, how are the North American teams dealing with Apooch?" And he goes, "Well, you don't gank them." And you try not to die.
That's pretty much how it is. I mean, to be fair with him, he's not got much mobility. That's the thing about him. He's got no real mobility. He's not got any hard CC, technically. He's just got slows. But those slows are impactful, and the burst damage is very strong. So you have to all-in him very quickly to kill him. And even then, he can still hit with the Crips, his ultimate, and then you're going to be in real trouble anyway. So take him off the table, makes life easier, and really see Neith locked in.
Yep, Neith, definitely the flex pick of the summer split so far. Neith, we've seen a lot of action in her mid lane, and in fact, her win percentage is much better in the mid lane than it is in the duo lane. And that's really just because of the versatility of her. You can set up your solo lane instantly to get guaranteed kills.
Exactly. On top of that as well is that when you're in the mid lane, you're getting more farm than you would in the duo lane because of the early game. You're going to hit level 5 a little bit quicker.
And the early rotations.
Exactly. The early rotations as well. So this is why Hunters, generally the mid lane is the farm place where you're looking to get most farm. Solo is the best place for it, obviously, because you get left alone for the whole day. But then second up is the mid lane, and they'll probably get more farm than the Hunter during the early game.
You're definitely smarter than Adonis.
Was that ever debated?
I don't think so.
That's good.
Ares gets picked up there as well as Bellona. That will be going to Suntouch. And then Ares will be going on a Mealsy. So right now, London Conspiracy is screaming early game. And the Night's Watch will go ahead and counter that with the CC of Athena and plus the global presence, giving them, well, as it stands right now, tempo control.
I mean, Ares is a fantastic pick. The only problem with Ares is he's always one of these gods that if he's ahead, he's fantastic. If he's even, it's risky. And we're going to see Sylvanus and Athena. So we're going to see the jungle also. Yep. Zindan plays a lot of jungle Athena. I don't see that going solo lane. And it's pretty much going to be jungle Athena here. Well,
Sylvanus mixed with the Neith as well in the duo lane could mean that maybe Ares gets 4 creeps total. I mean, not that he's going to get creeps, but like the experience-wise, he's going to be shoved under the tower the entire time. I mean, that clears second to none.
You said this yourself, it's a flex pick for Neith, because that could still be solo, that could still be mid. Sure. So we've got to, because Anku could just take that to the solo lane now. I don't really like Sylvanus and Neith in lane together, because it's just overkill.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You don't need that much clear, you don't need that much sustain that they've got. It's basically an unkillable lane. I guess, though, if you're Night's Watch right now and you're 0-6 in the Pro League, maybe you go for that and just go.
The overkill is never a bad thing.
No,
it really helps with the early game to the point where you're comfortable, right? You go ahead and you get that easy harpy rotation. You're like, okay, guys, we got a little bit of a lead under our belt. Everything's copacetic. Let's move forward. Agni gets taken out here from London Conspiracy. Now Night's Watch, they will take out the Ra.
They're both mid-safe picks for these two gods. Arrow's very, very good in terms of playing his Ra. He may go for Poseidon now. I expect to see Poseidon picked up here more than likely. No, it's going to be Isis, though. With Isis picked up here, once again, more early game aggression. These guys are going to be looking for big fights around the mid-harpies at the start of the game. Ares with the no escapes, Isis with the, with the circle of protection, the spirit ball combos as well. And then on top of that, going to have Bellona with that Eagles rally.
It also is screaming invade as well. They have some of the best level 1 possible. Ares locks you up with a chain early on. It's curtains. And then you couple that with the spirit ball and then Bellona doing whatever. Well, she can just face roll on the keyboard and be okay.
The one thing people forget about Ares when he actually shackles you, it is a slow as well. So while you're applied with that, you're getting hit by the slow, which means that they can chase onto the targets with the spirit ball, like you said. So Hercules has been locked in for more than likely NQ then in the solo lane. So that's now going to confirm that Neith is going to be the mid laner, I believe, there. Yeah. Mourinho's going to be playing that one.
Xbalanque will be going into the duo lane here, giving him Sylvanus, and Xbalanque is great because Xbalanque doesn't have the best clear early on, so Sylvanus just really helps him get to that mid-game state just a little bit quicker. But I'll tell you, man, I really wanted to see a Poseidon get picked up. Now, granted, they don't really need the clear going into the duo lane, as we touched about, because it was overkill, but, you mix an Athena with a Sylvanus plus a Poseidon, it's big burst damage instantly.
That's right. The problem with Night's Watch this game, that Apollo is going to be the last one locked in as well, so that's going to go over to Snakeskin, I expect. Well, it could be, I think it's going to be Snakeskin on Apollo. I can't see it going. I mean, we could see Medusa solo. I think it's more like going to be Apollo for the faster rotation.
Yeah, well, it makes sense, right? Because you use across the sky in order to rotate into the team fights, come crashing down, and use your global presence
and the split from the solo lane as well. And that's what NQ's going to have to do.
But what's that matchup like Apollo going into Herc? I mean, he's got the poke, right? But like Herc just sucks for slows.
But what we'll see coming out of Hercules is the unkillable mystical male build, which we've started seeing come back into the meta once again with DVOs picking it up at the LAN.
Yeah, so he really screwed up solo lane for a while, didn't he?
It was like, yeah, great, everyone's just going to go for the fast build of the damage. But in this game, though, I'm checking out what NQ started off with here. He's gone for the Bluestone Pendant start with the Hog as well. They may look for the early invade. Now, this is the thing that you might be seeing, as well as I expect to see Hercules go for the early invade alongside this Athena and look to steal away the blue buff from Apollo. But it's not a conspiracy of the ones looking for the gank themselves. You said they've got a great level 1.
Oh, they definitely scream the invade.
You can't actually see each other through the tower there, You could walk around there, nobody can see it unless there's minions.
Normally, people normally just get caught in case there's minions.
And that's one thing people don't look at is on the mini-map, you can see the next minion wave coming in. Because where your minion wave is, if you see that, you wouldn't get caught.
Yeah. Where your minions are, their minions are as well. It's fascinating.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
That's how I learned it. I was just like, oh, well, here's my minions, so their minions are there.
Yep. So they did a whole loop round it on the conspiracy there. They didn't find anything. There's no early wards down from them either. Night's Watch are the ones with the 2 wards placed. I like the defensive one on the left-hand side there, just near the red harpy, near the Gulf area for Night's Watch, just in case they got invaded on early, which is what they were looking to do.
So with the strength of Watcher's Gift already, everyone's kind of accepted that. It's one of the better starter items you can possibly have for supports. it makes sense for Ares to go Mark of the Vanguard, but why would Sylvanus?
Right, it depends on the matchup, okay? Ares versus a Sylvanus, you've got to take into account that when you against an Ares, you're going to take a lot of poke damage. Chains are going to do dot damage. Saving Flesh is going to do dot damage. What does Mark of the Vanguard do as a passive? Reduce all that damage by 5, so it negates a lot of it as well. It means that Ares can't get the full damage out that he'd love to and get the aggression on. Might delay him in terms of gold a little bit, but you're getting more HP from this and more protections.
Well, NQ and the Athena will go ahead and clear through this one. And looking at it here, the Athena started off with just hand 1. She wants a little bit more rotations. He's got the pluck as well. And what a beautiful Mez coming out. And then he eats the bludgeon. So NQ forced back a bit. But
he'll be fine. I mean, he's got loads of health pots and multi-potions.
And soon he will have mitigate wounds.
Yeah. Now, the one thing to note about NightsWatch here as well is that their mid-harpy control at the start is going to be terrible. They cannot fight London Conspiracy for these mid-harpies. Nice Earthbreaker once again. Thank you. Wow.
Pop them! There you go. NQ goes ahead and secures the first blood at minute 18. And this is really big just because, I mean, that shuts down the jungle rotation. Normally around a minute to 90 seconds. That's when we see the junglers kind of rotate. And then they have 2 options. They can go their back harpies or the enemy team's back harpies.
Yep.
And with that shut down, it's going to be hard for him.
There's multiple things that are going on here because of this. So aggression onto MLZ again coming out. You can see from Moex there. Not going to find the kill for now, but great poke damage from them. But what that does, it allows Zindan to stay in the solo lane and soak more experience from NQ because he got that kill. You get experience and gold for the kill, so you're not getting put behind.
And that's first blood gold.
I know, and that means Carino in mid lane is getting bigger because he's not sharing waves. So this is helping out across the way of the decision making of not going to mid so quickly.
Now, some of you might be wondering, well, we'll hold that as Suntouch has trying to gank here on Zindern, but he does have a dash, and he's in the middle. There's a lot of minion damage hitting him, but Carino will be able to force him back in Suntouch. Even though he just died, he's forced to recall again so he can at least clear his jungle. Now, if we could go back into the duo lane here, I mean, Sylvanus has started off with this purple buff, and that's why Emilzy was so close to death. I mean, his AoE auto attacks now just do more damage.
Yep, poke damage all the time coming out from Sylvanus. I mean,
it's the worst to deal with.
I mean, we did deal with the fact that he's not got the minion push anymore, so when he hits the minions, they don't get knocked back a little bit, which like slows them from actually auto attacking and keeping themselves in range. But at the moment, Wolf, oh, that's a great pluck.
That's
from
a pull.
There. That should be a Milzy.
Poison darts as well, and the Neith ultimate coming in. World Weaver Shaggy Shank's going to try to tank this one.
No, actually in the jungle, the arrow caught hold of that, I think, by what's going on.
Here comes the counter push here. Spirit Ball is going to connect on the Sylvanus. Circle of Protection will follow it up. Elo Street in a lot of trouble here. Athena's going to come crashing down with Defender of Olympus, and Suntouch is unable to get it just yet. Finally, it will go down, but now the minions will try to push forward, and Rising Jaguar will secure 1 kill as Moex will be able to secure it.
So it's a 1-for-1, but I don't think this was the best call coming out from NightsWatch. I think they could have potentially just taken both these mid-harpies there, got themselves a nice experience in gold lead, pushed on mid lane, this extra wave that's there right now, denied another wave of experience to the tower, give up that kill, and get themselves a nice experience in gold lead. They're still going to get left harpies, fine, but I feel like it could have been better for them to just get some tower pressure on tier 1 already.
But okay, so at that point, wouldn't London Conspiracy assume that they already took both Harpies early, so then the timer won't be in their favor? They won't know the timer of the Harpies, so that could lead to a little advantage for NightsWatch going into 6.
It could, because when it goes into the 6-minute one, you can look to do a Gold Fury, because they're stood around at the right Harpies. If you set yourselves up to the left, they're going to go right, so they're going, oh, these are spawning soon. And then you do Gold Fury.
Yeah, that'd be a cool mental game to have.
Exactly. It's very mind gamey, Smite, and some people don't realize how many mind games go into it as time goes on. But the good pick up from London Conspiracy, honestly, that was a big rotation from them, and it didn't hurt them too much either.
Sundutch and the troops going for the invade here. They want this speed buff. They're all up in the jungle. They have the timers as well, and they should be able to secure it. Zindern's going to walk straight in here, and Sylvanus is going to be on the backside as well. Pushing forward here. They're going to have to slow this one down as now the pull will come all the way back. Carino now in the middle. Circle of Protection is down. They're in a lot of trouble. They need the peel. NightsWatch is just getting picked apart here as Arrow's able to get another kill as well.
Can keep going here. He's not scared. Earthbreaker does connect on Termelzy. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. Circle of Protection used nicely from Arrow to keep him alive, and the curtains from Snakeskin as well. Good driving strike to get out, but there's a disarm. He's juking out.
Carino, you can do it, buddy. There's one. Looking for another one as NQ's dancing around the speed buff. Finally will be taken out, and Carino's going to go for the poke here as Athena will be coming in. Suntouch, he's in a lot of trouble here, and he's going to get taunted out of the bludgeon, which is huge.
Carino,
and Emilzy, down you go. Carino says, sit down, son.
Okay. The mid lane hunters still doing work. This Neith on form for the time being. It was a great play from London Conspiracy, though. I like the call. They knew speed buff was coming up. You're against an Athena in the jungle. What exactly is she going to do? She's going to press 3, she's going to press taunt, and that's it.
Yeah.
But the rotation from Night's Watch, NQ comes all the way over as well. You can see Carino responding very, very quickly to that engagement as well to support his team.
I'll tell you that the little bit of damage that Athena has is on her boots, right? She's got 60 damage already because of the Shoes of the Magi, where a lot of these junglers who run Athena actually go CDR boots. So they're just trying to get more taunts off in a game. But this one, that extra bit of damage really can catch you by surprise.
It can. It can catch you by surprise. And on top of that, what you realize about Guardians overall, that like their base stats are very, very high for the damage of their abilities.
Yeah, they're good.
Because they don't scale very well generally into the late game. But their base stats are important. So that's why generally when you see him in support roles, you'll see like Ymir, he'll like, Max Glacial strike first because it's his damage ability, and that's why he's great early. Athena does the same thing to an extent. She'll be looking for the shield wall before she does anything else.
Shaggy Shank now right in the middle of it all as Wolf of Elo Street's going to try to zone him out. Moex did a good job of just last hitting the minions and freezing the wave to make sure to secure this experience lead. And it looks like they're going to try to start up this Gold Fury here. There's 3 people on it. Ultimate comes down. That's going to stop them. And they might be screaming Worth just because they did get the ultimate out of Xbalanque down.
Yeah, but is it because they lose the right-hand Harpies for that one as well? Left one's still going to be spawning in a second, and they don't know the timer on it. They probably think it's been done by now, and it's actually not. Once you see
this was the mind game we were talking about 3 minutes ago.
But this is the rotation now. They're like, oh god, they just rotated. Good Spirit Ball, though. It's not going to get the kill. Unfortunately, Aero is pretty on point today so far on this ISIS, which is good to see. But it's Night's Watch that should be up in an experience in gold right now with how they play him.
Well, Hercules was able to rotate over there, NQ, and since he was able to get involved, I mean, you can see he's got a Rune Forged Hammer here. The taunt comes down on Arrow. Shield Wall will be there as well. 2 chains, 3 chains down. Searing Flesh will stop this fight from happening as Wolf of Elo Street, well, he was looking for the stun there just off the mark. And the best thing about Wolf of Elo Street so far is he started off this game with the pull. When you just, it's such a damn hard ability to hit online and just in general. So when you hit your first one, you're like, all right, guys,
you're in the zone.
I got it. It's just like it's like when you're playing a first-person shooter and your first shot is a headshot with a sniper, right? You're like, okay, things are good.
Things set out this game as well. Moex is going for Devourer's Gauntlets as well. We're not seeing that so much. It's generally Heartseeker, but he's going to go for the extra sustain from that, for the extra poke damage and staying in these engagements a little bit longer. This is a very healthy team on the side of Night's Watch here. Everyone has some form of sustain. Other than Athena, you've got Hercules, mitigate wounds, you've got Neith with the Unravel, you've got Sylvanus with the Wisps, and now that Devourer's Gauntlets onto Moex. Very sustaining team. We're going to have to see a weakening curse, but on who is what I'm feeling.
It's also good for Moex to go ahead and run Dev Gloves because Medusa's going to shine in the mid game where Xbalanque is going to wait for 30 minutes, right? So he can go ahead and take those stacks and be all right. And the aggression on the left side is Zundern contemplated going forward on Shaggy Shank.
Aero is just eating these World Weavers before they get there. Do you notice his body? How is he body blocking World Weavers?
I think it's luck. Unless he has a ruler that he's set up on his screen to figure it out. I mean, that's really difficult to hit.
If you saw him at the land in Estonia, like he looked like a killer. He looked like a little baby killer is the best way I can put it.
Oh, dude, well that's terrible.
It is a good route coming out from Carino there. Nice bit of poke damage once again. Wolf with some autos and continuing to farm up. We are. Traveler Shoes online for Emilsia this game. Across the way, though, we're going to see Wolf of Traveler Shoes, I'm down for it. It depends on the situation, though. Take into account that Ares is one of these that's going to proc that gold a lot. If he hits a no escape on 5 people, that's a lot of free gold.
Yeah.
So you're going to get it quite often. Chains all the time, Searing Flesh, that's going to proc it too. Multiple reasons to pick that one up. On top of that, he's already got Vanguard anyway, so he needs some sort of gold income now that he can get Watchers.
Well, now we just took a look and saw as the NQ was getting poked out by Snakeskin, and it's at that point where he's going to be starting to get poked out just a little bit. He decided to go into Runeforge just to mitigate some damage and give him some health instead of the Mystical Mail Rush, which will naturally do damage magically to your enemy when you're in the lane, but he's got to be careful here. But he's already popped the beads. He does have to worry about the taunt, and this looks very, very bad for Snakeskin. He's going to go ahead and call it in, and he's going to be able to make it out, and the ultimate didn't even hit. So he's definitely happy about that one as Sun Touch is
lingering. But they did get the beads, and Zid did a great job there to hold his taunt. He could have taunted straight away, chose not to, waited for those beads to be used, and now as you can see, the rank 1 beads with the ultimate down 2. He gets hit by an Earthbreaker, he's dead. Yeah,
it's a 180-second cooldown here, and even if he goes into rank 2, that timer doesn't reset, right? So that basically just means he's not going to be looking at buying beads 2, beads 3 for a little bit because it's pointless for him.
Well, story of this game so far is the mid Harpies for me. Like every single one's gone to Night's Watch, and it's all because of this early rotation we saw at London Conspiracy, looking for that gank in the duo lane. after we saw NQ get that first blood in the solo. And that's putting them behind because of that gank more than anything else.
This is the one thing I do love about Europe, though, is when everyone's back's against the wall, they normally rise to the occasion.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's one thing like you generally do. It's very strange to say, but like we will F6 every single time in ranked. These guys always F6.
Really?
Like, yeah, we're EU. We have 6. But like when we play the competitive games, it's like, no, let's just hold on.
No, we're down 17,000.
Hey. Listen, when you see Titan, you're like, well, if Titan can come back from 3 Phoenixes down and the Titan at like 30%, I guess we can too, you know? So
yeah, that's fair.
They always hold on. Everybody holds on. And the amount of throws, we're very good at throwing too. I've got to say that. Very good at throwing.
Hey, man, it happens to everyone, right? Wow. NQ now absorbing the wave of the minions pushing up as Snakeskin now. Well, he's going to get plucked and goes right back. There is no ultimate. The Mez will come up. The dash as well. The Neith ultimate's going to come in, and they'll watch the save taunt here, and NQ will be able to secure it. That's a beach ball.
Okay. Fine. Damn skins.
Whoa!
How many more does he need?
Celestial Legion helm already?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Give me the thought process here on Athena.
Sure.
Or Dynasty Plate helm, sorry.
I mean, what it does give you is protections to both. So it gives you protections for physical. You're going to be up against, you know, the Apollo and the Medusa. So you're going to have some physical protections. And it gives you penetration. Penetration, one of those stats that people seem to have forgotten about now that Majez bought. This engagement Zinda's already dead. He's done.
Yeah. Emilzy now actually getting bursted down as well. He manages to stay alive. Circle of Protection will help him up.
That was big.
Wrath of Terra, not enough here as Moex is forced all the way out. NQ is here, and he wants the Isis. He's looking for it. Driving Strake's going to get him up there. He barely misses that, and then catches a Spirit Ball. Crashing down his Snakeskin. He's got one, looking for another one. He's going to rotate in. The Mez is good. He's going to buy his teammates sometime. That'll be Sun Touch.
They're looking for Carino, but at the same time, NQ is still here, and he's still tanking up the front line.
This is beautiful.
Great callback from London Conspiracy. They got what they wanted. They picked up the weak links and just ignored NQ. See how he's like, whatever, NQ, we don't care about you. Just stay away from us. Well, and now they're going to try and like raid boss him.
Yep, he's got a bunch of heals on him. Defender of Olympus coming in as well. No. That's beautiful. That'll secure 2 kills as well. That'll stop this Gold Fury potential from happening as Snake's gonna get Sona back in, and now he could be in more trouble. Spirit Ball was beautiful. The Boulder was even better, but they don't have enough damage to take him out, and NQ is gonna be able to live with just 100 health. You're looking for, oh, he's off the mark, and he catches a Spirit Ball.
Doesn't hit the driving strike. He should have connected that with that one. That was a misplay, and he knows it himself. That should have been a dead arrow there more than anything else. But that was the big misplay from London Conspiracy. They won that fight perfectly. They picked off the correct targets in the correct order, brought them all down one by one, left NQ, and they should have just walked away. Instead, they went, let's fight NQ. Didn't notice the respawn timer.
They got the 2 chains on them from Ares, and they thought it was okay.
No, but they didn't think about the respawn. You always check respawn times when people's up, especially when there's a freaking Athena on the enemy team.
Well, the root and the pull over here from Emilzy. Moex still is staying on the Gold Fury here. That's his task. He's only got 56 stacks, so they have to be careful, but the Gold Fury has been secured as Emilzy will be running away here. Wolf of Elo Street, he's got the root. Circle of Protection down again. The knock-up follows up. Zindern looking for some kind of help here, but he has none. Now he's forced all the way out. Moex in a lot of trouble. Eagles rallies beautiful. Now he's going to turn his sight onto the Athena. Spirit Ball just off the mark, but Zindern now in a lot of trouble as the Bludgeon will hit him for the full damage, and Sun Touch will get another kill. The block from the Neith ultimate again. It's every time.
It's literally NQ ends up fighting 4v1 all the time and hoping for a respawn from the
he's Hercules, right?
I mean, he is Hercules. But look at what's happened because of that engagement. They got the Gold Fury, but look at the gold differential right now. It's even again because they lost a terrible fight. Now they're going to want NQ again. And this time Athena's still dead for 15 seconds. Maybe Carino can help, but I don't think he can.
The Boulder's going to come up there, not giving him CC immunity because, well, he was a little bit late on it as Carino will backflip out of this one, stay relatively safe, and throw down the poke. But all things considered here, London Conspiracy, they're winning, and he forced out the blink, and now Carino, he can't backflip with the chains on him as Wolf of Elo Street will come and heal him up. But at this point, I mean, Wolf of Elo Street is 2 levels behind the Ares. That's not good.
That's not. It's okay. I mean, it's Sylvanus, you know? He's still going to do what
Sylvanus
does.
But Ares ahead is the problem.
But Ares ahead is the problem. But then in comparison to the enemy team, I mean, it's not that far ahead at the moment. He's not like the unkillable god. He's 1, 2, and 9. 1, 2, and 9.
Yeah.
I didn't see the 9.
He's got 9.
I should shut my mouth. I didn't see the 9. Jeez. Okay.
Confirmed. Hindu knows nothing.
Oh, it's still better than Adonis.
Reddit thread / picture.
Still better than Adonis. That's all I'm saying. You said that earlier. You can't take it back
dude,
now.
I do. I agree completely.
But yeah, I mean, Wolf is behind right now. He's not gotten himself any kills or assists in this game so far. He is 0-4-0. but he's still doing what he can. I mean, at the same time, he tried to zone out for his team there. He will go down first. That's kind of the job as a Guardian, is to try and zone out and hope your team pick up a part.
I'm still not used to the Isis new God card.
I know it's a really weird picture. I like it, but at the same time,
she's like she's pretty and all, but like, you know, it's almost too bright.
It is. It's a little bit too.
Yeah.
At the same time, I love the Apollo picture because it makes him look ginger.
Speaking of the Isis here, which is my natural transition, right?
Here we go.
5-0-6. Chronos Pendant finished up after the Shoes of the Magi, so he has the power.
Arrow's a beast, and I want to say one thing about London Conspiracy this season. That pickup of Arrow was absolutely monstrous for them. This was one of the best pickups of the season for me. The only other pickup that was bigger than this. Oh, Melzi, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to. No. Nobody saw it.
Fast forward, the taunt follows up as well. They don't have the burst to take him out, but there is nothing more embarrassing in Smite than a blink in from an Ares and you pull no one.
World Weaver's being channeled at the moment by Carino. I don't know what he's looking to. I think he's just looking to like make Melzi feel better with himself. Oh, the boulder combo! Not going to connect. Sylvanus does not find that pull, and now he's under the tower. Has to use Wrath of Terror, but he's dead.
Taunt followed up as well. Zinder now, he's got to deal with Circle of Protection. His Sun Touch will push forward. He's got to hide of the Urchin. He wants these stacks, and it wasn't a misplay from Sylvanus. It was a beautiful play by Isis to silence him from doing anything as soon as he blinked in. That's what you want to see out of your Isis.
It was a good silence, but there was nothing he could really do. There's like, I'm going to die. I have to press ult and hope something happens. NQ rotating again from that solo line. I'm surprised we've seen Snakeskin group up so much here. I'd like to see him split push some more, but I guess when you've got Shaggy on the left-hand side doing the split pushing, why'd you need to?
Yeah. For sure. And poor NQ hasn't been able to just stay in his lane. He still leads his team on the farm, but I mean, you can just see he's losing out on so much experience in that lane, but the follow-up here, Sun Touch, Bludgeon hits as well. Zindern's able to get one. Moex in the middle of it. Branching Bolas just off the target. Zindern waiting on his cooldowns here. He pops speeds to speed him up just a bit, and NQ will be able to secure it. That's
a bit of a misplay from the Conspiracy there. Arrow dies, I believe that's for the first time this game. He got
what are they looking for?
I mean, they were looking for the pick, but they didn't watch out from behind them. I don't think the shot call came out about the fact that there was other people around the area there. I mean, Shaggy Shank clearly saw them because he was coming in to help out with the engagement, but they got rotated on from behind by Zindern, and that just helped bring him down and burst him. Because like Arrow used Wing Gust and then taunted straight away. Good blinking from Melzi. This time he hit us at all.
Yep. Boulder comes in as well. The follow-up is good as Carino will be taken down, and Shaggy Shank, he's going to be stunned out here. The pull just off the mark there. Wolf of Elo Street barely missing that one. I bet he wished he had that one back, but unfortunately he doesn't. 18 minutes into this one, and, well, 25 kills on the board.
It's a really big, good pickup from London Conspiracy that as well. And Milsey and the team are actually using communication well there because they're like, beads are still on cooldown for Carino. Let's just blink ult, get him killed. That's what you have to do in competitive Smite is work out cooldowns of abilities every single time. Is Neith speeds on cooldown? Blink in, ulta, let's end her life.
Shield of the Underworld finally will be done here for NQ. And Hide of the Nemean Lion. So when the hunters of Snakeskin and Medusa, aka Shaggy Shank, try to attack him, 20% of that damage will be reflected back at them. So Hercules, if he wasn't already tanky enough and they were focusing him last, well, he's just tripled that with Shield of the Underworld and Hide of the Nemean Lion.
Well, it looks like we're going to see NightsWatch looking for a goal fury at the moment. They're just positioning for it, clearing out some wards, hanging around looking for a pick if they can find one. Dashing from Zindern there, he's just really looking to farm more than anything else. He's not really going to find that pick onto Snakeskin right now. It's got to this point in the game where this next goal fury is pretty key for both these two teams.
For sure.
I mean, NightsWatch led in the early game. They had the first blood, they got a couple of mid-camps in a row, and then since then they're choosing bad engagements, and London Conspiracy are picking them apart with the team fight strength.
Now, do you wish that Snakeskin would have went a different build since he's mirroring that of Medusa with the Heartseeker? Or is that okay?
I think it's fine. I think there's no reason to... What other build would you want him to go when you think about it? I mean, there's no other reason to go. Devour's Gauntlet, do you really need it? No.
Not really.
You want Death's Toll as well on Apollo. Like, there's no reason to change up that build. Keep the build the same. Look for the split push, and that's exactly what he's doing now, as you're going to see... I love the Cuff of Zindern to go and defend this, though. It means that we don't have to see NQ get teleport. You send the Athena over. That's why she's full damage as well. She can wave clear very effectively, and then transition to the fight even before Apollo can get there.
Yeah. A little bit faster there. NQ gets stunned out as well. Medusa trying to target him. Shield of the Underworld will follow up. Petrify. Well, didn't turn anyone into stone. Defender of Olympus has come in as well, and now Sun Touch in the middle of it all Wolf of Elo Street trying to peel for his team here, but Suntouch is looking for blood, and he goes right past the Hercules. He wants Zindern. They want that CC taken out, and they just got that. Bludgeon's going to get full up there just off the mark with the final hit, and that's going to be 2 members down already.
Picking apart the squishies where they can. Zindern is a Guardian, but he's gone for full damage for the most part, so they bring him down first, and then Moex as well.
Woo!
Great blinking from Melzi.
No, you did it.
Gonna pull in one, only NQ, and he's tanky enough to survive, but he's not got much magical protection here.
Yep, Shield of the Underworld is down there, and he just mitigated wounds, so he's managing to heal up just a bit. As Shaggy Shank will go ahead and get forced out of this one, but he manages to still stay alive. So really, right now, Night's Watch, they show that they can't get wiped, right? Like, NQ is always up there, and Carino has this very safe positioning in these team fights.
Yep.
They just need to make sure that the initial engagement is good for them, and they should be able to come out on top in these fights.
The funny thing is, London Conspiracy could have taken that a bit bigger than they did. Snakeskin rotated with his ultimate before taking that tier 2 tower. He could have just stayed and took it.
Yeah.
I mean, the team were in a position to do the Gold Fury. Athena wasted ultimate for free. Someone would have to go back to defend the Phoenix, and if his team could hold 4v5 and keeping them just as zoned off the Gold Fury, you get a Phoenix for free. Instead, he rotates in, no mana, ends up going back to base.
We're going to see 3 Executioners here very soon.
Well,
I think that's the first time.
Was it? No, it's not definitely not the first time. It probably one of the last
first time in Summer Split.
Rip patch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Way overdue.
Get on Twitter.
Way overdue.
Yeah. Something needs to happen with the amount of attack speed that Hunters are getting. And maybe it'll hurt some junglers, we'll see. But in this game right now, 17-10, all under Conspiracy. They're up in gold, I believe, as well, and experience. We're having a little look at the charts here. Should be able to see them slightly. You can see how the early game is up to like 15-16 minute marks. It was all Night's Watch's favor. And then from there, London Conspiracy have stepped up. Their team fighting is so much stronger right now than what Night's Watch are able to do.
Well, the tough part right now is definitely falls on the tree here for Mr. Wolf of Elo Street. He has to invest so much money in wards because they're so imperative right now that he doesn't even have Sovereignty finish yet. And Suntouch, he's going to go ahead and zone him out there. Shield Bash is going to be good as Moex will come in, and he's going to be shredding through him. Carino, they're going to try to burn down Suntouch. They accidentally pulled the Gold Fury as well. Wrath of Terror comes up. They're on the backside, though. We're on with NQ. Driving Strike off the mark. Swinging forward. He gets the knockup. It's on the Ares, though. Not the ideal pick, and now he will still try to go ahead and heal for his team. He's got the boulder. He can use it at any time here. And the Driving Strike will connect. Boulder will follow up. That's a kill. Defender of Olympus coming down. Looking at Suntouch. They're not able to get him. And now Snakeskin, he's got to be very careful.
He's a raid boss. The rest of his team were out of that fight. And he's just still fighting on the front line, trying to zone out as many as he can, putting poke pressure down onto multiple targets. Snakeskin did get the tower in right-hand side, though, but he doesn't manage to find the Phoenix. He rotated again for the kills. Doesn't find them.
This is exactly what we just talked about in the last time, though, right? Like, as long as their engagements aren't completely sloppy, and not sloppy in the sense, like, being mean about it, but like as long as they don't mess it up, they should come out on top. And the blink on just a little bit late there. Emilzy might get rewarded a kill though. NQ able to get away. Emilzy's going to get bursted down. He has no mana, and he's going to pay this with his life, assuming they can get it. And there's the knockup. Driving Strike still on cooldown though, and Snakeskin, he's in the middle of it all. He's going to go aggressive. The Mez was on 2. Driving Strike hits him in the face. Snakeskin, down you go. Carino will gladly take that kill, but it's not over yet. Ares now forced to run away. Suntouch jumped up. Eagles rally trying to get one, unable to do so. Carino secures a double kill.
I love the call from Suntouch there. He was going to die. Oh, he hits the Spirit Arrow does connect. And
how dare you?
He's trying to juke out. Moex will bring down the kill. And Night's Watch actually picked themselves up 4 kills there in the end.
360 no scope, bro.
It was a nice shot from him. I love what Suntouch did. Suntouch was dead and was like, well, I'll try and kill Wolf before I go down. It was like, no, you're not doing that. I'm not having it.
That's what I love about the Ares players, right? Like, when they're close to dying, they're like, screw it, turn around, burn 3 chains, throw on series.
Do what you can before you die. That's what people need to realize sometimes. Look at the golden experience. So you can see that on your screen. 1,700 experience now, 700 gold. That is nothing at 23 minutes in the game, Gandhi. This is stupid. People were saying London Conspiracy have got this 2-0, no problem. I voted for London Conspiracy 2-0.
And you are the cornucopia of Europe.
And I love Night's Watch, but they're poopers, generally. But this game, they're clearly not. I mean, they're doing great for themselves. I mean, NQ's doing what they're starting to realize now is that NQ can't be killed, right?
Yeah,
the whole team is a raid boss. And the whole job of London Conspiracy is to pick away the ads, which are Zindern, Carino, Wolf of Elo Street, Moex, and then kill the raid boss.
But the big problem here is that NQ has realized When you're Hercules and you kind of get this build and you kind of figure out that, oh, okay, I'm very strong, you actually switch up your playstyle.
Oh, yeah.
Normally, Hercules he's definitely in the front line, but he's not zoning him out like you see like Omega do.
He's not alone like this.
He's alone, and he just goes, all right, guys, let's fight. And what he's doing is buying his team time, and now the taunt's going to hit on Emilzy. Spirit Ball is going to barely miss, and they're going to burst him down here. They have no escape down on cooldown, so they're definitely happy about that. Shield of the Underworld has been popped, though. The pull is going to be just off the mark again from Wolf of Elo Street. Emilzy does have the chains down, and now the team has been separated. This is looking good. Moex is in. Gas pedal initiated. There's one. He's looking for Shaggy Shank. The tower is still up. He will not dive. On the other side, though, Carino, Defender Olympus will follow, and Eagles Rally will get Suntouch to safety.
So they're going to look for the Fire Giant now based off that engagement. You can see Aero is dead, and Millsy's still alive, though. That blink is available for him if he needs it. NQ's going to go straight to work on smacking that guy in the back of the head to make sure he can't blink in and engage on this Fire Giant as they're trying to burst it down. Moex tanking up 2 Hunters will bring it down quick, but Millsy doesn't care. He's just running at them. They're going to have to disengage a fire and fight.
Yep. And Shaggy Shank forced all the way out of this one. The Mez is going to be good on Zinder, and the Boulder's going to be even a little bit better. Snakeskin catches a shoulder to the face, and just down he goes in a second. He managed to stay alive for longer than...
The save from Assy was a big thing there. Now it's Shaggy Shank's turn. He does get away with the lacerate.
This is big.
Down the back, Suntouch with the bludgeon, not going to survive. Beads was great from him there to avoid the damage from Zinder to keep himself alive. As the mid-harpies are taken down by Shaggy, Fire Giant stands, and this game's still going.
It's awesome. And what you really notice right there is in the prior engagement, Suntouch was able to get 1 kill, so now he has 4 stacks on the side of the Urchin, giving him a little bit more protections. It's a stacking item. And he also started off with the Heavy Hammer, so next it'll be Frostbound. Once this item is complete for him, he'll be able to really get right up in the middle of it all.
Frostbound Hammer, what a lot of people don't realize about, not just the health, is the attack speed slow that's applied to it, not just the normal slow.
Ratatasker.
So he's going to, exactly.
By the way, that's perfect item for him.
But like against double Hunters as well, this is going to slow down the attack speed of those. If he hits one of them, they're going to slow attacks, which means he's not going to die as quick. He can stay on the front line longer and keep the pressure on.
It's the reason why we've seen Midgardian Male kind of come back into the meta as well, which is exactly what I'm expecting Wolf of Elo Street to build. There's no reason for him to build a Hide of the Nemean Lion besides, unless he's getting focused out. But Midgardian Male is going to give him the health as well as the slow. It's everything he wants.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like he's going for here as well. A Witchblade, if this game goes any longer, he could go for Witchblade after that as well. And Witchblade's one of these items that people have underestimated because it was still good value for money. It just was so strong back then with the mobility that now everybody's like, this item's not as good anymore.
Yeah.
It's like Apollo.
The MS on Witchblade was silly.
It's like Apollo got nerfed and then was like, Apollo's really bad. Hang on a minute, Apollo's still good and getting picks in the Pro League, and Suntouch...
Well, they accidentally leashed the Fire Giant as well, and Suntouch has managed to stay alive. And the Circle of Protection will buy him some time, but he will get cleaned up. Petrify will slow him down here. Zinder, and he's charged up the dash. Emilzy has chains on 4 people. They come through. Spirit Ball was perfect. Defender of Olympus on Moex. He's in a lot of trouble. Down he will go. Zinder now trying to peel. He's on Snakeskin. Carino in a lot of trouble. Down he goes. This engagement has been perfect for London Conspiracy. NQ catches the Spirit Ball on his Achilles heel, and now he finally pops it. Oh my god, he manages to live. Mitigate wounds popped. He will be able to heal up to around half health, and he's still alive here with Zindern, and they will win the Vision battle.
So, that fight for TheNightsWatch was not a good fight at all. What happened there, Wolf of Elo Street? Are you still going for this? This is risky.
No, he's not.
This is risky.
Well, he's buying time. He's buying time. Here comes NQ's like, okay, gobble, gobble, baby, let's eat it.
That was a bad call.
And he doesn't have it. He's got the knockup, though. And he is going to get stunned out, and he's going to continue to go forward because Hide of the Nemean Lion. And now Emilzy is going to try to burn him down, but you can't do it.
No, you can't burn it down, especially someone like Ares as well. It's very difficult to try and bring down the Hercules at this stage of the game. Yes, he's got magical damage, and no, NQ doesn't have much magical protection at all. However, mitigate wounds at this stage, it's like, no problem, bro, I've got you.
NQ is love, man. This guy.
See, this is the thing.
He's loved.
NQ is one of the best solo laners in EU for a very long time. Him and Game Hunter were the 2 well-knowns for a long, long time. He left the scene to become a doctor, realized that he doesn't need many qualifications or something, or he's got more free time, so he comes back into the scene. Joins up with the likes of Zindern, who's been on pro teams like Coast before, same as Carino, and then Moex as well, who we've seen on Mortality in the past. Like, and make this team get themselves in Pro League. They've not had a great season, but right now, they're giving it a good damn go against Conspiracy.
Hey, Sylvanus actually did go Hide of the Nemean Lion.
I'm okay with this because he's getting poked down a lot by these physicals anyway all the time. Here's a big engagement. Those circle protections already down as well. The Fire Giant does go to the Night's Watch, but the fight is going to go to Conspiracy slowly if they don't watch out for NQ, though.
Shaggy Shank slithering away there. Arrow able to get one. The Spirit Balls have been on point. Sun Touch now will go ahead and continue to push forward. And Milsey, he's looking for it. Can't get the chains down, but...
Great call from Snakeskin right now. He's just heading straight over to this opposite side of the map. He's going to get a tier 2 tower over here. That's 300 gold. Same as a Gold Fury. Split push to victory. That's what they're going to have to do now while the Fire Giant is on the side of Night's Watch.
Preemptive beads will come out, making sure that Snakeskin will live and not eat the branching bolas of Xbalanque, which is, well, at this point, it's 30 minutes into the game. He's almost got a full stack that passive. He doesn't have crit yet, but he's getting there, and that's when it gets scary.
It does get scary. Driving Strike does connect onto Sun Touch. They're going to stun him out for a second. Not going to find the enhances is Carino, though, and he really needs to. If he did hit all those, that would have been a dead Sun Touch. But with the Fire Giant, Night's Watch, we'll get the Gold Fury.
Yeah. The Gold Fury has been started here, and this one should be taken with relative ease. They have Fire Giant as well, which really is what London Conspiracy is worried about. They're like, okay, who doesn't have it? And they're like, is it Xbalanque? And they're like, no, Moex still has it. Okay, well, is it Carino? No, it's just Sylvanus? Ah, that sucks.
Well, in the mid lane, they're looking for Worth again. His Snakeskin gets forced back. The Unravel did connect there. Blinking from a Milsey. He's not going to go for the no escape, though, and just backs away. Actually, no escape was on a corner. He blinked in for an ult, then he didn't even have his ult.
Yeah.
Oh, a Milsey. I've done that, don't
I think he was trying to get the preemptive beads.
He was trying to scare them. Scare tactics. But
you come in and you see the Ares and you're like, oh god, G.
Get me out. Disengage. Well,
I need an adult.
With how tanky NQ is now, these towers are going to be short work for the boys of Night's Watch. You can see they're just going to be able to use him as just a human shield. And they've still got Sylvanus with Wisps in the background. I mean, he may not have had the best of games for Velo Street, but he's going to bring some sustain and a second tankier option.
This is great that they're able to go through and shred through all of the jungle of London Conspiracy here. And they're going to be able to get, I mean, this is 500 gold, so each person will get 100 gold, which, you know, they'll gladly go back and be like, okay, Moex, there's no reason why you can't buy 2 normal wards now, right? Yeah.
I mean, Moex doesn't even know. I'm not sure he knows what is blinking from a Milsey into the no escape. Is he going to get a pull? No, he's not. Nobody goes into that one at all. Wolf with the actual Wrath of Terror to give himself the immunity to keep out of his NQ on the front line. Didn't give a crap about being that far forward.
That's trouble.
Arrow's got damage.
That's trouble. Sun Touch waiting for the bludgeon. It's down. He gets stunned out of it, though. Wolf of Velo Street with amazing peel. Carino, he's got slowed from the Petrify. He's trying to run. And now he's silent. I don't know if they can catch up to him, and they can because Snakeskin's here, but he wasn't able to get off the mez. He's waiting on the dash. He's popped it, and Snakeskin able to secure that one. Moex in a lot of trouble. He's gonna be taken out here, and now this comes a huge push from London Conspiracy. This is gonna result in at least 1 Phoenix.
It's a Phoenix minimum. At the moment, the respawn time is at 55 seconds on some of these people. Carino and Moex both at 55 seconds.
That's not good.
30 seconds on Zenith. It's only NQ, but he is a raid boss. Can the raid boss and the Titan hold? Because they could potentially look to end.
He's gonna throw the boulder here in a second, right?
No, I don't think
he's got the pluck.
I don't think he will just yet. I don't think London Conspiracy will try and end with him there either. So they will back away. They didn't have minions there. They would have had to take into his tanking. So just go back, shred the jungle. NQ, though, is trying to keep them busy. What he's doing here, it looks stupid, right?
Yeah.
But what he's actually doing is trying to delay them from going for more towers.
Yeah.
If he can keep them, like, worried about him being around, like, oh, God, we've got to back away from the NQ. Don't forget Zindan's coming in again. So what he's able to do is...
He's dead. They killed him.
He's not respecting Arrow anymore.
Yeah. Confetti flyers, and Wolf of Velo Street has to be very careful. The Spirit Ball catches him, and now Eagles Rally follows it up. Wrath of Terror will knock them all up, but he just burned everything, and now he will go back to the sidelines for 45 seconds.
Level 15. Level 15, that's the reason that now they're going to be able to get the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. It's going to be 2 Hunters and an Athena.
Holy 27 assists!
Yep, that's a Milsey. And there's no escape for another 3 assists. I expect here as he goes in. Moex gets pulled in. Deletion from Snakeskin. As well as Arrow. I bet. Can we see player damage? I want to see Arrow's damage. I think he's top. No, he's not.
Carino, baby.
Carino all the way. But behind him, Snakeskin and obviously the Hunters and then Arrow. And you see a Milsey there. So the magical damage of London Conspiracy is actually working out for them.
Here's the play, right? Phoenix is going to come down. They're not going to go for this. They're going to get the tier 2 right in the dual lane side of things. Go back, buy. Start up the Fire Giant. Petrify preemptively here from Shaggy Shank, looking to get a pick. Was unable to secure it, but they were able to get the tower. Here comes the buy. They go back. They finish up their 6th item, or at least get it started. I mean, 3,000 gold in hand for Apollo.
So let's talk about what went wrong.
Deathbringer?
What went wrong? This is the key. Tier 2 tower on the right-hand side. They went to siege it. They had NQ on the front line with Wolf of V at low street. What we saw coming out there was we actually saw the no escape hit from a Milsey. NQ tanked up the tower. NQ was on the front line, but Aero has too much damage. And Aero is bursting down NQ something wrong. But this call, this is a desperation now. It feels like
this is definitely desperation. Fire Giant, he's at half. Eagles Rally comes in. Sun Touch looking for it. Who's able to get it? We're waiting on it. It's almost in the threshold, and Night's Watch have secured the Fire Giant. They're now going to try to run away.
It's not worth. It's not worth. They've lost 2 kills already, and now you're going to see the chase from Snakeskin onto Zindan in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Bellona, Sun Touch chasing down Moex all the way back to the Phoenix. Fine, they get Fire Giant, but only 2 members have it, and with Fire Minions pouring in now.
And NQ's still dead.
Yep.
Sun Touch, he has the silent, he's got the disarm as well. London Conspiracy pushing up. You can see the crits coming in. They're now going to be going on the Titan. Moex will fall, and the Titan will be next. London Conspiracy. It wasn't a pretty one, but it was a W at the end of the day. So game number 1 of this set will go to London Conspiracy, and you know, NQ, he did everything he's supposed to.
What happened in the engagements mainly was like when NQ did the zoning work and Zindan and Wolf of Elo Street peeled for the rest of the team, everything worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
NQ did the peel, Carino Moex did all the damage, and that's why you saw him on the charts. But what Zindan and Wolf had to do was peel for them. And because Wolf was so far behind, he couldn't peel as well. He got bursted down too quickly, and that allowed the backline to just get dissolved. And then NQ's just on his own again. Yeah. Every time.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the first blood here to see how this game started off, because it was a long one. It was NQ.
Yeah.
He lined it up. He got the first blood, and the first blood bounty is so good to have. I mean, gives you some experience as well as like 500 gold. It's what you want to have, and especially on a Hercules who's, you know, he's better in the mid game, right? Early game, you always feel like you're more tanky than you really are.
That's true. I mean, it depends on your build as well at the start of the game. He went Bluestone Pendant as well, and that Bluestone Pendant was very, very risky. Because if he got punished early, then he's going to get behind. And
but you know,
as effective as like Mystical Mail.
It's just so much mana going through,
he played
right?
Well, he got first blood, got himself Root Forge.
Well, time to see what the map tells us here. Early game, it was all about the Night's Watch dominating the mid Harpies, and well, no shocker here, 72% went to them. Everything considered here, Night's Watch really should have won the game just looking at the jungle map control.
Yeah.
72% of mid Harpies, 3 for 3 Gold Furies, 2 for 2 Fire Giants. If you're just tuning in and you see this, you're like, oh, Night's Watch won. But they did it.
The funny thing is, when you actually look through the game and how the game is actually played, you win the game by killing towers and titans. The jungle's only there to help you get there. Yeah. And so, yeah, they can kill the jungle. Good job. You can't kill the titans. Like, you got to work on that bit first. Like, that siege at the tier 2 towers where they threw the game. They had the game, they had the opportunity, they were pushing down, they had Fire Giant and 4 members still, we were just discussing at the time. They had a bad engagement there. NQ took a lot of burst damage from Aero, and when that happens, your team gets annihilated, they come back, take Phoenixes, and jungle control means nothing.
Yeah, and they had the dream as well. I mean, you had Bellona be set so far back already off the beginning. I mean, Sun Touch, he dies first, and then he comes back into lane, and he gets forced out by Carino, and he has to go back and then recall, right? I mean, that's what you want to see happen out of the jungle. You want the enemy team to be like, okay, he dies, and then he's forced all the way back, and now he's not getting any experience.
And on top of that, they did the big rotation before the 3-minute mark to gank the duo lane. That put them further behind again, because then they lost mid-harpies off that. But it was just the individual play. I think Emilzy, for me, was like amazing that game. The amount of assists he had.
Well, Emilzy is the shot caller, right? And so that's why last week when we were watching London Conspiracy and it was half-double, I was like, oh no, this might be scary for London Conspiracy just because, you know, Emilzy is their shot caller. He's the one who goes, all right, we're on this guy. Go ahead and go with this one. But they were able to do it with and without him showing the strength. But Shaggy Shank will be your player of the game here for London Conspiracy. He was hitting the autos, 9, 3, and 16 as Medusa. And, well, the Petrifies, he wasn't able to turn anyone into stone because, well, it's competitive play. But
honestly, he felt
the slow and the damage is fine.
He felt quiet to me, but he did his job throughout the game. He didn't die very often at all. He kept Moex under control in that lane. He didn't like give himself any kills.
It's funny because that's really what a hunter is supposed to be.
That's right.
He's supposed to be
assassin.
He's just silent. It's just quietly the game ends, and then he's 9-1.
And then you look at his damage, and you're like, ow, he did a lot.
Yeah.
The whole game. And his positioning seemed pretty good that game, 9-3-16. He didn't, like, for 3 deaths in that game, when they were behind as far as they were at certain points in that game, well under conspiracy, he did very, very well.
This right here is the play we're talking about, where the Night's Watch just kind of ended up having a pretty poor engagement here, where...
And well, you see the disengage, and now after the disengage here, people are getting picked apart. Yeah. NQ had to run for the hills because he was solo on health, and then the rest of the team then gets picked because they're trying to peel for him. Yeah. They slowly go down.
I'll tell you what. For me, Suntouch gets better and better every single week. When you're behind as a jungler, normally they're like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and let go of the gas. I'm going to maybe hit neutral, maybe coast, right? And you just sit there and you're going down hills and you're coasting. But Suntouch goes, all right, guys, I'm behind. You know what we do? We're invading. And that's what they did at the, what was it?
The speed buff. The speed buff.
The speed buff. The second spawn of the speed buff. They just go straight in there and they go, fight us. Yeah, we're behind, but fight us.
The big key for London Conspiracy of this game that I can see out of them, and the changes that I've seen through them, is that they're now a team in terms of everybody can carry. Everybody can carry. One person has a bad game, other people step up.
It's probably like that's
the key. That's the key to most success of Smite.
It's funny because it's so entry level, but it's so important.
Yep.